In my previous life, my parents doted on my frail, sickly younger sister. For her sake, they chose a hawk beast man willing to settle in a human city as her husband. They cast me into the deep sea, marrying me off to a giant shark beast man. When the apocalypse came and torrential rains drowned every human city, my parents and sister were left clinging to a rotting plank, adrift on the endless ocean. I couldn't bear to watch them die. With my giant shark husband, I dragged them down into the deep sea to safety, but resentment festered, seeing me live comfortably while my shark beast man hunted day after day. My parents grew furious that my sister's life paled in comparison to mine. In their jealousy, they laced the fish we ate with poison and killed me. Now, given another chance at life, they've decided my sister should marry the giant shark beast man instead. My biased parents believe she will finally enjoy the blessings they once denied her, but what they don't know is this: after the cataclysm, fish become scarce, and a giant shark does not survive on scraps. He needs flesh. Sealy, you must listen to us. Only by marrying Gideon, the giant shark, will you ever know true happiness. My parents clutched my younger sister's hands, their voices coaxing and insistent. The moment I heard those words, I knew my biased parents had been reborn as well. For generations, the women of our family had been bound to orc marriages. In our generation now, only my sister and I remained. In our previous life, two suitors came forward: Gideon, the giant shark beast man, and Felix, the hawk beast man. Gideon was rugged, his appearance fierce, his world was deep beneath the waves. Marrying him meant abandoning the land and dwelling in the vast sea. Felix, in contrast, was refined, dignified, his presence commanding. He even vowed to remain in the human city for the sake of his bride. Unwilling to see my frail sister suffer, my parents chose Felix for her, and so I was given to Gideon. Bound to the ocean's depths day after day, my parents and sister flaunted the bliss of their city life before me. But scarcely half a month later, the rains came without end, floods surged, swallowing nearly every human city. They clung desperately to a rotting plank, adrift at sea, waiting for Felix to scour the skies for food, but the endless labor wore him down. His wings gave out, torn and broken. Seeing no hope in him, my parents and sister tossed him into the waves like refuse, unable to endure their suffering. They begged me for help. I relented, pity stirred in me, and I brought them into the deep sea. Yet as I stayed at home, awaiting Gideon's return from the hunt, my parents decided I lived too well, better than their beloved Sealy, so they laced our fish with poison. Why? The question tore from me as the venom burned through my veins. Why, when I was their child too, would they betray me for Sealy's sake? They looked at me with nothing but disgust. Sealy is frail, she deserves this life of comfort. You stole the good life that was hers. In my parents' eyes, I owed Sealy my entire life, because I had absorbed too much nourishment in our mother's womb. Sealy was born weak and frail, but was that my choice? Back then, I was nothing more than an ignorant infant. I watched coldly as my parents coaxed my reluctant sister, my gaze drifting to the two beast men waiting nearby. Gideon was not the sort of man any girl would find appealing at first glance. He lived in the deep sea. After all, his rough, careless features hardly seemed out of place. His wedding gift consisted of nothing more than fish he had hauled from the ocean and dried in the sun. Felix was entirely different. His handsome face could rival the young stars of idol dramas on television. His wedding gift followed human tradition, carefully prepared, each detail showing thought and sincerity. It was no wonder my parents had chosen him for Sealy in our past life. Felix truly was a good man. Remembering how he ended up last time, I couldn't help but feel pity for him. But this time, his fate should not be so tragic. I didn't know what my parents whispered to Sealy, but after a long discussion, the three of them emerged. Beaming, my parents clasped Gideon's hand, treating him warmly as their son-in-law. Sealy is gentle, kind, and beautiful. She's a perfect match for you. Then father's tone shifted as he glanced at me, filled with disdain.